ACA in retirement warning. And we're going to call this woman Sherry. We'll call her Sherry. All right. So Sherry writes in, Josh, thank you for what you do. I've gained a lot from listening to you. Right on. And buy me a cup of coffee. If you like what I do, it helps you buy me a cup of coffee in the show notes. I only drink decaf. And once this decaf is gone, we're going no coffee whatsoever. So we think. We shall see. All right. So Sherry writes in, I took an early retirement after much thought. And by the way, join my Locals Club, my Locals Only channel, my OnlyFans page. That was freaking funny. I said OnlyFans. Can you imagine this big old knucklehead doing OnlyFans? Oh my goodness, that is funny. To people, I don't know anything about OnlyFans. I just know I hear about OnlyFans. I'm like, what? Anyway, be that as it may. So locals only, and this Doobie Duke, sign up for my locals page, channel. We'll go live for members, $5 a month, dude. That's it, $5 a month, and you can participate. You can contribute articles. You can get on live streams. It's freaking great. I love it. It's a good off-grid, if you will, thing from YouTube. And I like YouTube, but it's nice to have another place you can go and talk smack when you need to talk smack. And we'll go live tomorrow at 4 p.m. on Locals because Friday we're interviewing Craig Israelson from the 712 portfolio. So Locals, we normally do live 4 p.m. on Friday, but tomorrow will be Thursday instead, simply because we have Craig coming on board for this channel here and Rumble too. And then sign up for my email list in the Doobie Doo. All right. So Sherry says, I took an early retirement after much thought and prayer and lots of number crunching and spreadsheets that my husband put together. Shocking. Let me guess, your husband's an engineer. I loved what I did, but the large hospital system I was working at started to make changes incompetently and politically correct. What? A hospital's making incompetent, politically correct changes? No, I've never heard that. It's like there's gambling in this casino. And so I made the decision, which I've been planning to do for about 2 years. My boss was great. I worked remotely for years, had great benefits, made good money, loved what I did, great flexibility. No, we're not playing. Finn again? Finn, no. He's got ants in his pants. He keeps wanting to go back and forth. But DEI stuff was trickled through. Male pastor in the hospital is in a male pastor in heels was being cheered on. Dude, that's so freaking stupid. What is this? Just look, if you want to wear that crap on your own, go crazy. But why are we pretending like this is like? Why we cheer? It's like the whole thing with the nurses. Man, we're gonna cheer on the nurses as they're doing TikTok videos. Like, why? Pregnant woman wording changing on pregnant people. It was time to move on. A male pastor in heel. It's just like this dude just wants attention. That's all he wants. He's like, for the first time in my life, I can be a cool kid. Look at me. I'm a geek, but now I can be a cool kid. After much research, and at age 62, I decided to go the way of Obamacare in Colorado. We signed up, paid my premium, and got my subsidies with a $7,000 deductible. Then out of nowhere, the ACA healthcare exchange canceled me after I paid the premiums to Anthem. No explanation, no email, no call, just canceled. My agent is working on it, trying to get me reinstated, calling it a technical issue. I call Connect for Health Colorado, and they're clueless and say they're working on it. I'm unable to sign in for any new insurance plan without the necessary forms to why it's dropped. Currently, I'm uninsured, angry. Ran into someone who has stage 4 cancer who was dropped here in Colorado without any reason in the same ACA exchange that she's in. So stage 4 cancer has dropped her from insurance rolls. While waiting for the exchange to review and fix my issue, I decided out for Christian Healthcare Ministries for sharing just in case I have a major medical. As a Christian, I decided this was the next best option for me. I want you and your listeners to know, just in case you decide to share this, would like to remain anonymous. Sherry's anonymous. That's not her real name. If I had known what I know now, I would have gone Cobra or another plan I had access to from a previous employer through the state. This would have been expensive, but it would have been peace of mind. I tell you, man, so just one day she just woke up, she was dropped. And she can't get anywhere. She can't get new insurance because she's still covered, even though she isn't covered. Isn't that crazy? I call Connect, they're clueless and say they're working on it. Her agent's working on it. I'm unable to sign for any new insurance plans without the necessary forms as to why I was dropped. So she got dropped, but they didn't give her a reason for that, so she can't get any new insurance. I wrote back to her, I said, Sherry, this is nuts. Almost exactly what's happening with the TSP. It's such a clueless operation, it's only going to get worse. I'll definitely mention in the video. This is the single payer route, my friends. it's going to be like this. When a single payer takes hold, it's going to be freaking ugly. And the number one thing you can do to protect yourself is make sure you're in good shape first and foremost. Now, when situations happen, I tell you, man, it's only going to get worse, dude. When situations happen, you know, if you're, this is the issue of socialism every time. When you're left out in the cold, there's no recourse. It's like, yeah, it sucks to be you, but everyone else just, no, Finney? No. Finn, sit. Good boy. The problem is that most people don't care. They say they care, they don't. Because most people just care about themselves. And, you know, that's not human nature. We care about themselves. But most people say, well, that sucks for her, but it didn't happen to me, so I'm just going my merry way. It sucks that you got put in the gulag, but you know, it didn't happen to me, so I'll just go on my merry way. It's the nature of the beast. And big government, you know, they have all the solutions, but they just make the problems worse and more expensive. Now, does that mean, if you think private insurance is that much better, it's a fascist enterprise, private insurance, dude. It's completely state-run. I mean, basically, we know that there's a bunch of companies that control the government. That's a fact. And if you think I'm wrong or conspiracy theories, then this probably ain't the channel for you, because I deal in reality. The government doesn't control the companies. The company controls the government. And they're so far above you and I that they don't care. They don't care. And so they tell I mean, you think when they pass a bill that the congressman actually wrote the legislation? No. The lobbyists of various political entities wrote it. The congressman doesn't read it. He just takes it from the lobbying group who represents the business enterprise. He pushes it on through. No one reads this crap. It's fascism 101. They say the Nazis lost. Did the Nazis lose? Really? Really? Because we see what happened in Operation Paperclip. We see Wernher von Braun, one of the chief guys at NASA for the rocket technology. We recruited him. He was a major in the SS. We recruited him. And on his grave, actually, let's take a look at Wernher von Braun's grave, shall we? Wernher von Braun, his younger brother Magnus, Dornberger, and the entire German rocket development team surrendered to the U.S. troops. Within a few months, Braun and about 100 members of his groups were at the U.S. Army Ordnance Corps in White Sands, New Mexico, where they tested, assembled, and supervised the launching of captured B-2s. These are Nazis, dude. Come on, man, they're Nazis. How many rockets was he in charge of that took out Americans? Nazis. After moving to Huntsville, Alabama, he became technical director, later chief of the U.S. Army Ballistics Weapons Program. He became national and international focal point for the promotion of spaceflight. He was the author and co-author of popular articles and books and made addresses on the subject. After NASA was formed, Braun and his organization were transferred from the Army to that agency. Oh, my goodness, this is insane. In March 1970, he was transferred to NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C. He's a Nazi! During his later career, he received numerous high awards from the U.S. government agencies and professional societies in the United States and other countries. Look, they don't make mention that he was a major in the Nazi army, the SS, I should say. It's weird how they just kind of oversee that. Kind of weird. So here's Wernher von Braun on his tombstone. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament show his handiwork. The firmament show his handiwork. He's a Nazi. Can Nazis be forgiven? Of course, of course. I'm just saying at the end of the day, let's not pretend that that the Nazis lost when they were running the NASA, and we all fall. I mean, Republicans love NASA. The Republicans say, we need to give more space money. We have no money as it is. Republicans want to do two things. Give more to Ukraine and give more to NASA. And then bigger defense budgets, because Republicans are for small government. The issue here is it's the big government from all the way down, dude. Big government all the way down. And the reason it's big government, because big government is very profitable, so there's a certain select group of corporations out there that run things. Those corporations don't give a crap about you. The government doesn't care about you. Joe Biden doesn't care about you. Friggin' any of the Republican Party, they don't care about you. This is the issue that we're going to have to contend with. As it gets bigger and bigger government, it's going to be more people that fall off, like Shelley here. How do you fix that? You're going to have to get healthy. Now, obviously, you can have. I was talking to this guy yesterday. He had a major heart attack, dude. We'll call him, I don't want to say his name. But anyway, good guy, Georgia. And he just sitting there. I said, what are you doing? Sitting there one day and just all of a sudden hit you? He goes, literally, I was just sitting there one day and all of a sudden it hit me. He said it's like an elephant was on him. He said, man, it was painful. He's like for 3 minutes. He's like, and anyway, long story short, he's not in physical. I mean, he said, I just can't do what I used to be able to do anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. And but you know, he's getting better. He's 5 years ago. He survived. Didn't take him out, but he's like, I'm not in the same shape I used to be. He runs. He has a lot of real estate entities, so run around fixing stuff. He goes, I just can't do it anymore. My physical, I can't. Now, again, we're going to need for acute stuff. You're going to need the hospital. You're going to need the doctors and all that for sure. But was it allopathic? Is that what the nature of the healthcare industry is? I think it's allopathic. It's not good, dude. It's not. It's to keep you sick and reliant on healthcare. We're gonna have to come to the conclusion. I work on my wife all the time. We're gonna have to come to the conclusion that healthcare is not our friend. It's sick care. They want you sick so they can care for you and make all kinds of money. We went to get an EpiPen the other day. And again, there are things we need from the modern healthcare. 100%. If you need operation, that's 100%. Acute care is perfect. For health care, it's not that though. So we got an EpiPen, $400. Well, at Costco. So my wife was able to do some coupon clipping, and we found a cheaper one for Epi at Walgreens for like $100. But it's like, dude, remember who was in charge of EpiPens? Joe Manchin's daughter. Who's Joe Manchin? One of the most prominent senators there are out there from West Virginia. Hope he gets his butt handed to him in 2026, 24, 24. But we're all gonna have to be better on our own. And you got to watch the water you drink. Get the fluoride out of there. Get your freaking filter or something like that. You're gonna have to stop eating the crap that we all eat. Look, I get it. I love it. I love cinnamon sugar donuts. I can eat those all day long. I love that crap. You're going to have to stop the processed foods to some extent. Remember, if it's in a bag, it's frozen, it's processed. What that means is, you go to Costco at the end of the day, you can get the fresh chicken, and I don't know what they're injecting those. I mean, my presumption is Costco is probably doing better than some companies, but I don't know that to be true in terms of what they're injecting, the hormones, the vaccines and crap in their chickens. I don't know. But anyway, when you buy like a bag full of frozen fillets or whatever, not Chick-fil-A's, chicken breast, they're processed. You know what I'm saying? They get all kinds of ingredients on there that can't be good for you. That's why they keep, because there's chemicals on there. And so, let me share something else here real quick. So here's the end of cheap flights. It's a new reality for flying as airlines face a huge decarbonization challenge and tightening climate compliance laws. We talked about that yesterday. Then by 2030, there's only going to be 3 airports in the UK: Belfast, Glasgow, and London. That's it. Heathrow in London, because they don't want any of this. I just read today in Minnesota they passed the House passed a law to climate shame businesses that use too much energy and stuff. I mean, this is what they want. They want 15-minute cities. We have everything in the little freaking pod. You see what I'm saying? And that's not good. But the days of abundance are coming to an end, man. You can't just get on a plane anymore soon. You're not just your food. You're gonna have to find a way to either grow your own, get some local food or whatever. But reliance on the ADM, Archer Daniels Midland, Cargill and stuff. I mean, that stuff we're gonna have to get away from that, man. Look, I'm not there. You have to get clean water. Fluoride in your water is not good, dude. That's all there is to it. People say, they don't know what they're talking about. Just look up the history of fluoride, for heaven's sake. And it's coming, and we got to be prepared for it. And that way we can reduce our reliance on things like ACA. For catastrophic stuff, you're going to need it. I completely agree. Why she got dropped, I don't know. It's stupid, but you want catastrophic coverage, but we're just going to have to take more charge of our own thing and hope that doesn't happen to you. Sucks, dude. But as government gets bigger, corporations get bigger, the left is more. It's not even the left. They're fascist. All these guys are fascist. It's not the left, because there's no right in the left. It is the uniparty, the fascist takeover of America. And as the uniparty gets bigger and bigger and bigger, with no opposition, by the way, it's only going to get worse. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.